So I have a fresh face right now. I already did some skin prep as well. So if you guys haven't done that yet, please go and do your skin prep first. So starting off with the very first step, I am going to be going ahead and going in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. This one is in the shade 1 Fair. So I like to use this as my very first step just so that it is under my makeup. Just get your damp beauty blender ready because that's what I like to use for my liquid products. So very first step, damp beauty blender. We're gonna go ahead and apply the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. Again, it's in the shade 1 Fair. And just apply it literally all over to your chin, to your cheeks, and then to your forehead. Go in with your damp beauty blender. Please make sure that you tap like so. Just gonna go tap here. For the next step, I am gonna be using, this one is the Super Stay Maybelline Lumi Matte Foundation. So this one is in the shade 220. Apply it with a brush first, kind of like in this like motion like that, where you're kind of like sweeping down. So I just take some in the back of my hand and I just do like one pump. So taking my foundation product, so as I've said, you take this brush. This specific brush is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. This brush is from the drugstore. Use like this kind of downward motion and apply it like so, like that. As you can see, I'm going down. I'm not like tapping it. Just gonna take some and use that kind of same, like for my forehead, I do like an upwards motion. To the next step, which is your concealer and also your brows. I'm gonna be doing my brows a little bit differently using a pomade. This one is from the drugstore. This also came with it. So this is the Maybelline Tattoo Studio. This one is the brow pomade. It's in the shade 374 Soft Brown. I'm gonna try my best to explain it in detail, just so that if you're a beginner, you can still try this like makeup look. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my brows first, and then after, I'm gonna go ahead and use concealer. So, starting off with this one right here, what you're gonna wanna do is like kind of like tap it like that, just so that you can get like a little bit of product. Try not to like do this where you're sliding, so try to just tap a little bit of like this tool right here and get some of that product. I like to do very beginning when it comes to my brows is like just do like so. Like as you guys can see, I literally have no brows, but I'll show you guys how to get brows. Basically, what you're gonna want to do is you want to start at like the same level of, like, you guys can see right here. So I'm not gonna draw above, I'm also not gonna draw below, like I don't want to draw it too thin. So at least for the top level, and when I'm talking about like the top level of your brows, I'm like talking about it right here. Start right here and just literally draw at the same level. I just drew this kind of like straight line following my natural brow shape. As you guys can see, I really try my best each time to not draw too high and also not draw too low. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk you guys through like finishing the rest of your brows. I like to draw a little bit higher. Here is like where kind of like my natural brow hair is, but for me I feel like that's a little bit too thick, especially with my features. So what I like to do is draw like above like my eyebrow hair level. So take, hold on, sorry, draw a straight line like so. Just take your time. after you've outlined it, just go ahead and fill that in with the brow pomade. So I've done the other half of my brows. Moving on with the next step, I'm gonna be using this flat brush here for my brows specifically. So for my brows, I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This one is in the shade Light Sand. Take this like small flat brush here. This is the one that I use. What I like to do is like, I feel like that's like a lot of products, so I just like kind of like wipe it back or put it back in the container. So take your small flat brush. I got this one from Amazon, and just take some of that product. You really do not need too much. You really just need a little bit. First, I start in the center and I apply this in a downwards motion. Apply it in the center and use like very quick like downward motions. Kind of like repeating that same process with the concealer. Just take some of that product, apply this, like apply it in like one long motion rather than like a short one. So I do this, like one long motion, and then like I do the same thing for the other side. It's like try to do it in like one long motion. There is kind of like that space there. So what I like to do, I try my best not to apply more, just so that it doesn't go into kind of like my brow area. So I just do this. Just use like really small motions like so. Like this. And you just repeat the same thing until you get the shape that you like, or until you feel like it's clean, and you just use this motion here. Once I've applied that, I just extend it just a little bit. Extend that just a little bit towards my eye area. Alright, so I've done the other side of my brows. Next, we are gonna be applying some more concealer. Take your applicator. This one has kind of like that doe applicator, which I find is really helpful. Just so that I don't have too much product, I like to wipe some of that product away. Draw a dot. So for the under eye specifically, I have a very, I have this way of doing it so it gives you like a more lifted effect. Start here, and it's gonna be like on the other side for if you have like that doe applicator. Start right here, underneath your eyes, and then kind of draw like this upwards motion right over here. So again, applying it like this. Only really need a little bit, and then extending it just a tiny bit so it gives that lifted effect. What I like to do when applying my concealer, just take your damp beauty blender and tap like very lightly, like tap like this. I tap very lightly. I don't tap really too heavily. All you need to do is tap and kind of like extend that just a little bit. I'm gonna be repeating that for my chin, where I'm tapping very lightly. And the same thing here. You just tap very lightly. Same thing for my brows. I just tap very lightly. Just work that to your skin. So I'm gonna use this one for my nose contour. Just take this kind of like small flat brush. This one is the from Estate. I'm gonna be taking a different brush. So it's from the same brand. It's from e.l.f. as well. It's the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, but specifically used for my contour, to blend out my contour. And then we're gonna be taking this one. This one is the e.l.f. contouring brush. I think that's the name. So this one is for my jawline, and I also use a palette for this. So this is the e.l.f. contour palette. I am gonna be starting with my jawline. It's usually the one that I start with. Depending on your skin tone, I'm gonna be using this one right here. Apply it right here, your jawline, and kind of use like you're going away rather than like going in. So you're kind of like going away, like that's the kind of motion that you're doing. And extend that all the way near your ear. And you don't have to take more product, but just brush that down, and we're gonna blend that in later. I kind of start from like the bigger end, so that's how I kind of apply it. So I start here, just repeat the same thing, and just extend it all the way to your ear. And this kind of like going away, you're not like going near the chin, like going into the chin. You're kind of like, I feel like I'm not making sense, but kind of like extend it all the way to your ear and then just brush down. Moving on to the nose contour, I use the same shade as well. First, I start right here. I just use a downwards motion. I just draw one straight line. So I start from here, downwards, all the way down, extend it, like that. You start like right over here, just a little bit above your eyes, and then just go straight down. My cheekbones are right here. So my cheekbones are like right here. So I start kind of like below. I apply it like this, and I'm kind of like similar to the jawline contour, I'm applying away. So you smile, you apply away. Just apply it below your cheekbone area. That's where you want to apply your contour. Taking this brush, so this one, when I blend it for my jawline specifically, I like to use tapping motions like this. So for my jawline, it's very simple. All you have to do is tap it. Just keep on tapping it until you don't see any more of that like harsh contour line. And then you just do the same thing for your cheekbones. For my nose contour, I'm gonna be blending that out using a damp beauty blender. Use tapping motions, really. Just keep on tapping until you don't see like those harsh contour lines anymore. So if you guys find that those harsh contour lines are still there, when you blend it, use like an upward in slower motion. Use like this upward circular motion and kind of like make that kind of like upward circular motion until you reach like where your ear is, like kind of like in this area. So this is kind of like how I blend it in. It's like this upward circular motion and you blend it. For my bronzer, I've been using this for a while now. This one is the NARS bronzer. This one is their Laguna Matte Bronzer. Just take some of that product. So I'm going to be using this brush here. This one is from Amazon. Just tap some of that product away. So for your bronzer, we're going to be applying the bronzer right here, your chin and your cheeks. We're going to be using tapping motions. So what I like to do is use this. It's like underneath, so it's not gonna be like in this area, it's gonna be underneath right here, and just use gentle tapping motions for your cheekbones. So if it helps you, smile so that you can see where your cheekbones are. So we're gonna be applying it in this area right here, and we're gonna extend it. We're gonna be extending it. I'll show you guys how to do it, but your cheekbones here, and just use gentle tapping motions. And we're gonna be, you see how like I'm extending it all the way up here? Try to apply it directly in your cheekbone area. So we're gonna be repeating the same thing on the other side. We're gonna go ahead and blend everything out. So for this one, I use the contouring brush. So this one is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. And for this one, just tap again because you really want to make sure you work it into your skin. So just use gentle tapping motions like what I'm doing right now to go and blend everything in. Do the same kind of motion for your bronzer, just use like gentle tapping motions. So just use like this kind of like upwards circular motion. So in slow motion, just like circular upwards motion. For my eyeshadow, I'm really not the best with eyeshadow, so I really like to just keep it simple. I'm gonna be using this mini palette right here. So this one is the Wonder Soft Layer Eye Palette. This one is 01 My Teddy. So I'm gonna be using the Cottony Beige. I'm gonna be using this one right here. Just take some of that product and apply it all over the brush, and what we're gonna want to do is just apply that literally all over your eyelids, even go like near where your eyebrows are. Again, I'm just applying this all over my eyelids. We're gonna move on to one of my favorite makeup steps, which is gonna be the blush. So for this blush specifically, I'm gonna be using this brush that already came with the palette. So this one is the Cocoa Rose blush palette, but the one that I'm gonna be using, this one is the Passion Fruit shade. So when it comes to applying my blush, what I find really helps is smiling, just so that I can find... Okay, I'm gonna be doing it a little bit differently because I'm gonna be applying it very similar to how I apply my my bronzer. So smile and then just like work your way in. Just use gentle tapping motions, but what I like to do is I like to extend it all the way here. So I'm extending it all the way over here. Apply that like very close to my under eye as well. And just use gentle tapping motions and extend that all the way. So you're not just like staying here, you're extending that all the way to your hairline. For the lip combo, I'm gonna keep it very simple. I'm gonna be using 3 products. I'm gonna be layering it. First, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Rimmel London lip liner. This one is in the shade 790. This one is Brownie Pie. Afterwards, I'm gonna layer that with the Butter Gloss, and then lastly just top it off with the Victoria's Secret Strawberry Fizz gloss. So taking my lip liner, I like to start like right here and just overline that just a very tiny amount. What I like to do is I start from the Cupid's bow right here. For the bottom lips, I overline it. I start from the outer edge. So I start right here and I stop halfway. Then I do the same thing where I start at the outer edge of my lips and I stop halfway. So I start here, stop halfway, and afterwards, you just take some of that product, just apply it to your outer edge. Like this. We're gonna be blending it out, and for when I blend out, like for this part specifically, I just use my fingers right here, the center of your lips. Once you've applied that, I'm gonna be layering that again with another lip gloss. This one is from Victoria's Secret. This one is Strawberry Fizz. You really don't need a whole lot. You really just need a little bit. I'm gonna be taking this brush. This one is the only brush I use when I go apply this product. This one is the Real Technique setting brush. It's the Maybelline Fit Me 220 Natural Beige. That's the one that I'm using. But because the copy and paste Latina baddie makeup look, it is very high coverage. You're gonna want to use at the very least 2 powders. So for me, I'm gonna be using 2 powders. So first, I'm gonna be using this one first. So this is the first powder that I'm gonna be using for this makeup look. And then the second powder that I'm gonna be using is the Rimmel London Kind and Free. This one is in the shade Transparent. So starting off with the very first powder, just take some of that powder here and use a tapping motion. So apply this to your T-zone, like so. You don't need to like extend it all the way here. Just apply it to this T-zone right here. Apply it right here underneath your eye area. Again, use a tapping motion. You can also use a powder puff. You don't have to necessarily use a brush. Doing the same thing on the other side. Apply some to your chin like this. Just use like gentle tapping motions. For the next one, this one right here, this one is the Rimmel London Kind and Free. It's in the shade Transparent. So I'm gonna be taking my powder puff. This one is from QUO Beauty. I like to use like this swirling motion to go and take some of that product from the makeup container. Before I apply it to my face, I swirl it on the back of my hand. Once you've done that, start from, I would say like start from here, like the outer, start from here and work your way downwards. Start from here. You guys can see how I've created this kind of shape, and then just fill that in. Take your powder puff and use like this like swirling motion right here. Just tap and really work its way to the powder puff. And before you apply it to your face, again, just swirl it very quickly on the back of your hand. Then when you're applying it, again, I don't slide, like try not to slide it, like don't like go like this, just go like tap it. Start literally directly below where you applied your blush. So while we're waiting for things to set, I'm gonna be doing my eyes. Well, I just did my eyes, but I'm gonna be using this lash curler. This one is from the e.l.f. I think it's called the Pro Lash Curler. I'm gonna start from root to tip. So start over here, your root. Start over here and kind of like hold it, but like you have to go like a little bit upwards. So hold it and just try to make like gentle pumps with the like eyelash curler. So hold it. I've just hold it for, I would say, like 3 to 5 seconds. You don't need to hold it for too long, but while you're holding it, just make sure that you're extending that upwards. I'm just gonna also start where the tip of my eyelashes are and then just extend that again. So don't forget to hold it for like 3 to 5 seconds and then just keep on extending it. This is before, this is after. There we go. So the mascara that I'm going to be using today, this is a really good drugstore one. This one is the L'Oreal Paris Telescopic Mascara. And the same kind of format with how I used to use like when I was curling my lashes. I just applied the product from root to tip. So start here and just extend that upwards. Apply it like this. So start from your root and work your way upwards. So the false lashes that I'm gonna be using, it's from Lash Bar. This is the one that like Walmart carries. This is what it looks like. A recent tip that I found just like scrolling through Instagram is you're gonna want to like bend it. So like bend it like this. Bend the edges as well. And then just repeat that same thing where you're just like bending the eyelash first before you apply it. Okay, and then once you're done with that, that's when we're gonna be applying the lash glue. So I got this one from Forever 21. It's from the Cream Shop. Just apply it like on the strip. I've let the product set in for a little bit now. This is the one that I use to kind of just wipe this like product away. Like try to not go towards your face, you're going away from your face. Just go and do this. Try to kind of like use this like swiping circular motion. And again, you are swiping away from the face like this. You're not doing this. Just swipe away. These ones are drying right now. Okay, I'll see you guys when this has fully dried and when I'm about to apply it. Start from the center, right here. So after applying that, we're gonna move in to literally the final step of this makeup routine, which is highlighter. So I'm gonna be using 3 brushes actually. I'm gonna be using these 3 right here. They're all from Amazon. And for my highlighter, I'm gonna be using literally one of the best drugstore highlighters. This one is the Wet n Wild highlighting powder. So I'm gonna be applying it to my cheekbones and my nose and also the corner of my eyes. This like swiping motion here, just like swiping / tapping motion, and apply it to the very highest part in my chin, like this. Taking this small brush, when you're applying it, kind of like you don't apply it like this, it'll be like this. So I apply just a little bit on my nose. Just take a little bit, apply that right here, kind of like near the bottom of your nose. Apply also a little bit of that highlighter in the inner corner, right here. Alright guys, so that brings me to the very end of this makeup tutorial. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. Please let me know like what other makeup looks you guys want a tutorial on, or like what makeup looks you guys want to see me try. As always, don't forget to like or subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.